law of intercession and admonition from me to my brethren in OP. I have been observing a lot of things in this time, and I understood that it's time for me to speak up. I can no longer remain quiet because I know a lot of things are going on in darkness, in dark places. But it's time for us to understand how to handle a lot of foundational stuff in our community, or else it will be our limitations because we neglected our responsibility as a watcher in this town. Our work, what our responsibility as a watcher? Let me speak about our history. Let me give us brief what our father did, then talk about intercession, how to break that curse. Our father committed a lot of heinous crimes, especially even terminated some villages during the wartime. And some of those actions are actually against order of God creations. And as a result, we of later generation are facing all those stuff. Let me use this word, retribution of cause and effect, law of karma. So it's time for us to stand up and intercede. It's not that we are not interceding. In short, there's a lot of church in our community that are interceding, but the problem that we are interceding wrongly. Go and read the book of Daniel. When Daniel was praying for his people, he put the sin of his people in his shoe. He did not remove himself from the sin of his people. What does we do? Anytime we want to intercede, we regard our sin of our people that they have sinned and that we have not sinned. This thing became a limitation. For us to intercede and break this curse, we must understand that we do this thing through the blood of our forefathers. It means we are included. Let me give an example now. The Lord said that we sin through Adam. We are not born from them, but because we have his generation, the sin committed in garden, we inherited it. So the sin our forefathers committed, we also inherited it. So for us to intercede this, we must put ourselves in those shoes. Let me give another example. Some prophets in scripture, anytime God wants them to intercede for the people of Israel, God will now place them as that sin. They will show they will represent Israel as that sin and intercede according to as they are representing the whole sin of Israel. Another major example is the Lord. When he come, he became our sin so that we who have sinned will become the righteousness of God. So the way to intercede and liberate this community is for us to place those of our sin in us. Carry that burden, asking God to forgive what we are doing through our father, what we and our father did. This is the way to allow this thing to be broken, unless the cause will continue accumulating and limiting our community. Okay, let me give you an example now. How many of people in our community are actually in good position in governance? How many of our people in our community that are Christians are actually doing fine in all the fivefold ministries? Do we actually have a prophet? Do we have teachers? In short, think many prophets that arise in our community, immediately the rose is like there's some blankness that will push them down. I've seen this in spirit. There's three-headed python that are being controlling the Trinity of OP. And that python have that strong effect because our forefather have agreement with him, with her or him, because it can go in different genders. And because of those agreements, there's limitation for us because that cause are not broken, even though there's a lot of churches in our community. So it's time for us to arise and stand in righteousness with God. And let me tell you, praying, having this intercession is not always in short. If you pray this kind of prayer and you're not in good relation with God, can it be in more danger? So before you start interceding for this community, make sure you have personal relation with God every day, communicating with Him and listening to Him, so that when you intercede for this community, so that the people of God have chosen to live in this end time, God has chosen to use in this community to do a lot of the work, they will be liberated through our prayer. And I encourage you to stand up for this truth. May God bless you.